state government can draw on additional funds and resources from the federal government. So making sure those things are aligned is quite important. Second, I made sure to understand the situation on the ground and the real challenges. The reality was not as it was presented in the initial government documents that I had to work with. So I had to do my own research to make sure that the impact is real. I'll show you I'll just walk you through some of the challenges that I encountered when I was doing that, and I'll share my screen. I'll show you a presentation. So, okay. I guess you can see my screen now. Yep. So this is typically some of the, I'm sharing with you, this is a slide that I was showing to the government as well and to the other stakeholders that we have so that they can understand better the situation. Now, the primary objective of my program was to help with the digital transformation of the Victorian SMEs by providing them with access to a range of services and technologies. Now, nobody quite knew what does this mean when this program was put. So when I asked how many businesses there are that we need to look after, nobody quite had that answer. Then it turned out, now in terms of Indian numbers, the number is small. There are 726,000 businesses in Victoria. But at the same time, what is more important is that this is actually constitutes 98% of the economy. So 98% of all businesses in Australia are SMEs. But so all of a sudden, my task became very important. It was supposed to be seen just as a small project, but then once you put it on the scale, it turned out to be an extremely important project for the state economy. So the problem is that many of these small businesses can't afford access to digital technologies and advanced digital technologies. Now, what did the federal government really want? Federal government set a target for Australia to become top 10 digital economy and society by 2030, and they believe that this will be around $350 billion in terms of value for the economy, and it will create 1.2 million new tech jobs. The government also wanted that 100% of new businesses to be born digital, that 95% of the SMEs to use e-commerce tools, 100% of the government services to be digital, and 100% of Australians to have access to digital skills and technologies. But the situation was quite different. So in a country of 25, 26 million, 10% of the people, like in a country like Australia, actually have no access to the internet whatsoever. 1 in 4 have no access to digital opportunities. Less than 40% of people, around 40% of people can't keep up with new technologies. But at the same time, 87% of new jobs now require digital skills. To get from this to this, it's an extremely ambitious target. And it requires a very complex strategy on how these things could happen over a period of time. The thing is that how the government got so excited about those numbers. 9 out of 10 businesses adopted digital technologies during the pandemic. So they felt that during COVID, everybody could easily move to digital. But the problem was that only 13% of the businesses that adopted digital technologies found them helpful. Now, why is that the case? So 69% of the employees wanted to upskill, but only 28% of them received training. And this was a big problem because many SMEs still don't know how to leverage digital technologies in their business. So the gap between digitally connected and disconnected businesses continues to grow, and people and businesses with lack of access to technology were being left behind. Now, I'm not going to walk you through the whole presentation because I go with more statistics, more numbers, and more data, and so on. So I will just continue with the rest of the topic. Now, once I started the program, I also had to understand what are the existing government resources infrastructure that could be used. So I started actively developing partnerships with city councils, local councils, public libraries, and regional development agencies, the public sector that was already there. And I also invested into developing short and long courses for digital literacy, financial literacy, and business literacy. Once these things were ready, I started developing strategies for making digital government services more accessible, and this was a major priority for the government. The government was spending on average $100 million on developing to develop one single building, let's say, which they called government hub. And some of these government hubs costed as much as $133 million. So they will put one building in one town like this. But there are many towns in Australia. There are many places, and if you want to build all these type of buildings, it's costing a fortune. So the government started building these buildings, but then they realized they can't keep on investing to that level of amount. So I'll show you a little bit some videos about something what I've done, and then I'll tell you how this translated. I'll share the screen again.
The Australian government estimates that the digital economy will be valued at $315 billion by 2030, and that this will lead to 1.2 million tech jobs. But what does that mean for regional Australia? At the moment, regional and remote Australia, alongside with other vulnerable communities, are most at risk of being left behind and marginalized when it comes to building a digital society. And if that happens, the digital economy will create an even wider gap between those who are privileged to have access to technology, connectivity, and education versus those who are already disadvantaged. Deakin University, with the help of the Digital Futures program, is working together with local government and regional government in cities and towns ranging from Bendigo, Geelong, Portland, Warrnambool, and Hamilton to make sure that we are building the digital economy for this region in such a way that we will not leave anyone behind. We do not want regional Victoria to be marginalized in this process. The model that we are using is quite innovative and it's quite forward-looking and can help grow not only the digital economy for the state, but also for the nation.
So after this, I started building up this network and these partnerships and identifying these things, and I started setting up. So I'll show you another video that we prepared for the launch of this initiative once everything was ready.
The potential benefits to the Australian economy through digitalisation have been estimated to be as much as $315 billion over the next decade. The Australian government and the government of Victoria are committed to developing a thriving digital economy and society by attracting talent, upskilling communities and businesses, creating jobs, and bridging the digital divide. With the support from the Victorian government and partners such as public libraries and local councils from across the state, Deakin University is launching the Digital Futures Network. This network, which already consists of more than 60 interconnected hubs and spokes, is built on state and federal government's digital economy strategies. The Digital Futures Network is driven by public good objectives, such as delivering free digital literacy, financial literacy, and business literacy programs. The network fosters social inclusion by providing support and free access to Wi-Fi, technology, facilities, and digital resources to underserved communities. In addition to a robust program of digital offerings, together we'll be able to provide community access to numerous locations in metropolitan, regional, and rural areas, with potential to further scale up by inviting other strategic partners to join the network. At first, across the state of Victoria and then across the nation. By partnering together, we aspire to create a digital transformation platform for underserved communities, small and medium-sized businesses, and future entrepreneurs on a scale and footprint that has never been done before in Australia. Together, we can provide a wide-reaching, diverse, and inclusive network of digital support services that are necessary for the establishment of a resilient digital economy and a digitally fit society.
Yeah, so that is pretty much the work that I was doing for the Victorian government that we believe that we can translate here in Telangana as well. So interesting thing about this is that actually the infrastructure that is needed for such a project with the right strategy, it doesn't need to be expensive. You don't need to necessarily always build new infrastructure. You can use existing infrastructure. Only minimal government support was required to deliver this program. Onboarding, this was, for example, needed to be onboarding staff on how to assist with the public, how to assist the public with queries, donating 3-year-old computers from the government departments and other IT technology to the libraries and to the council that could have been used. We call that device bank. Identifying already funded government programs that could be integrated into this initiative so that we can avoid duplications and so on. The goal was to outsource general tasks from the government services department, such as customer engagement and frequently asked questions, so that their staff could focus on processing claims. They had, at the time, they had a backlog of more than 1 million claims that couldn't be processed on time due to lack of staffing in the government. And this way, they could leverage other public employees who have lighter workloads and so on to deliver these type of things. This digital transformation strategy was considered to be a major success by the government, and this is something that we can help translate as a model in Telangana too. Now, Murali, do we have, should we take maybe questions for this? I can just continue to the next part. I can't hear you. I can probably...
Next one.
Okay, yes. Let me talk about then the other part of the presentation about the mobility innovation and future mobility. Now, yeah, thank you. So India has an enormous potential as a market for electric vehicles, and the Indian EV market is projected to grow from $23 billion, which is the current estimate for this year, to about $118 billion by 2032. So this is another area in which we can actually help, because we have experience and we have a global partner in this space that can help the state to create new capabilities in design and manufacturing of electric vehicles. Together, we can establish a center of excellence in Telangana that can serve as an anchor for attracting new investors in this space. In terms of industry development, we think that India can learn a lot from the Chinese experience in this space. It is not compatible, let's say, for India to look into Germany or the US and so on, into countries that they have established all this type of industries for a long time. It is far more compatible to look into India, because they were able to create this whole industry, the electric vehicle industry, in an extremely short amount of time, and they are now dominating the world as a manufacturer of electric vehicles. So, for example, currently in China alone, there are around 250 domestic manufacturers offering electric vehicles in China. So why should the government consider investing in this sector? Now, it has never been easier for new players to enter into this industry. In the past, only very large and established automakers could compete in this market, and that's not the case anymore. This is a sector that relies on a large ecosystem of diverse suppliers, which means that many other businesses will be created around the OEMs who will drive this sector, original equipment manufacturers. And this could lead to even more investments and more employment opportunities by many other smaller companies that operate around the existing OEMs. Technology companies are best positions to pivot in this space. And the latest example actually is Xiaomi from China. They used to make phones, they still make phones, but now they also make electric cars. This is a Chinese company that has succeeded where Apple has failed. And perhaps the next example like this could come from India. And judging by the industry sector that you have here, Hyderabad and Telangana are perfectly positioned to play a leadership role in India when it comes to developing new EV manufacturing capabilities. Together with our partner Icona, we can bring relevant expertise and global networks to Telangana to support this effort. Icona has a significant experience in the EV market in China. They help develop some of the new EV brands in China. And thanks to this, they have strong relationships with Chinese EV manufacturers that might be interested in partnering with local investors here to help kickstart a new industry sector in Telangana. In addition to this, we can work with local universities and their engineering and design departments to ensure that new Indian technologies are also being developed in this space. And we can help you develop state-of-the-art facilities that will remain the property of the state and could be used for training new talent and can be used as spaces for engaging with prospective investors in this area. Now, I'll show you a little bit about our partner, who are we working with and who we can bring to India. So Icona is an leading Italian company, Icona Design Group, and they operate across a number of areas: sustainable mobility solutions, autonomous driving and smart technologies, product systems and innovations, styling, engineering, and prototyping of traditional cars. They also do advanced vehicle designs and engineering, and they develop cutting-edge technology integration. They're global. They have offices in Turin, that's their headquarters in Italy. Then they have offices in Los Angeles, in Tokyo in Japan, in Shanghai in China, and Wellington, New Zealand. As of yesterday, we are also hosting the representative office for Australia. And we are setting up a new center of excellence here and one in Brisbane as well, where we are partnering with the BMW Group and Queensland University of Technology there. So Icona can cover the entire process from idea till production. So they cover everything from design to prototyping to full project development. They have even car manufacturing capabilities for low volume production as well. Everything pretty much, the entire process can be managed and facilitated in a one-stop shop type of operation, which is a very rare actually capability to have. These are some of their clients, from Ferrari and Lamborghini and Maserati to some of the latest Chinese electric vehicle brands. So it is an extremely reputable, extremely high-end company that has enormous area of experience in this field and has very high level of connections and networks. So this is some of the process of what they do. Just gonna quickly go in the interest of time, not gonna cover everything, of course, just gonna walk you through the different processes that they can bring to the table. I will also show you some of the products that they have done. This, for example, it's a first titanium supercar. It's a one-off model built by hand from titanium. It is nothing quite like it. This is something that they developed for China as well, an small electric car as a concept car. This is again the titanium model. They have reissued the famous Cobra Roadster GT as well. And yes, this is some of the work that they've been doing on that. They have also launched an autonomous vehicle as a concept car, so the Nucleus. This was actually introduced a few years ago at the Shanghai Auto Show as well. And they actually design and manufacture the Microlino, which is very famous in Europe. This is a very beautiful retro electric car that they have redesigned and reissued, became famous in the 60s, and now it's actually something that could work perfectly in India as well. They developed concepts for electric charging stations and technology, and they are also now even looking into flying cars and drones. They develop service robots, And they worked on the Hyperloop. They focus on smart communities concepts, autonomous vehicles, applications and modularity, energy infrastructures, and smart house ecosystems. We're not going, due to interest of time, we're not going to go through everything, but in addition to my role at AIT as a Chief Academic Officer, now I'm also a Chief Innovation Officer for Icona. So I'm working very closely with them now on all new initiatives. In fact, I will be the one leading all these new initiatives for them in this space. So now, at the moment, I'm setting up a new center of excellence for Icona, focused on future mobility in Australia, as I mentioned, but I'm also setting up one in Canada and in Mexico. And I'm also in discussions with for the establishing one in China with the city of Shanghai. And with your help, maybe we could establish one in India as well. So that is all from me for today. Thank you very much for your time, and I'm happy to answer any questions if you have any time left. Or I'll pass it to my colleague, Dr. Murley.
Thank you, Dr. Joko. May I please request for a big round of applause for Dr. Joko Mroczkowski. Dr. Joko, we have Dr. Balakishna Reddy, who's just arrived, who's the respected honorable chairman of the Telangana Council of Higher Education. So he's been here. I might just pass the mic to him, just if he would like to share something. Thank you, sir.
Hi, hello. Can you hear me? Thank you. So we have to start, or we are going to sit there? We have to, huh? Huh? No, I have to, sure. Okay. Okay. Huh? Is it, I don't know, what? Shall we, or we have time, or others come? No, I don't. Huh? Okay. So, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for inviting me here and sharing some of my thoughts with you all. So I congratulate the organizers for a wonderful event you are doing. Today, you all know that we are living in an interdependent world. Okay? So how mighty countries are, how powerful countries are, how big countries are, it won't matter. Today we are living in an interdependent world. That's where, one part of the globe, any changes which we had to, impact the other parts of the world. That's why today, this kind of events which help, today we call global citizens. Information exchange is one of the important thing. So, and part of the technology. If you look at the global governance, is influenced by like globalization, we call liberalization, privatization, digitization, where all of we are here actually. When I say digitization, digital revolution, in the 21st century, we all know that, earlier countries used to focus more on, those who are having a technology edge, or those who are having a knowledge, they rule the globe. For instance, 19th century belongs to UK because of their, hegemony in technology. 20th century relations were America. 21st century is Asian century. When I say Asian century, countries like India, China, all they are going to play important role where we are looking for, this kind of things. More particularly, I can speak, India. India is an emerging nation. So India is going to play significant role being a youth country of the world, youngest nation of the world. 65% of the population is below 30 years age, where the people like you all, these things we are going to play as important role. Being a youngest country, our responsibility. I always say that, we have to look at not our requirement. We have to see the global, because globe is eyeing on India. So there is no doubt this century belongs to Asian countries or Indian countries, where India is going to play important role. Some of the countries we know, he was referring, China and other things. Yes, definitely, but they have limitations compared to India, because the Indian, youth, so technology, youth, and those are the advantage for India. So, and today, technology, when I say technology is not new to humanity. Yes, technology was there, is going to be there. But how the improvised technologies are helping humanity, that is a big question. And I was looking just, presentation, what kind of, how technology is, almost percolated to the almost all, humanity or human life. That's where this kind of, exchanges are very important. And today, again, I can tell you, education system, globalization is it's a part of our life. Globalization, when I say and countries like India. So today we are living in I said, interdependent world, and India is committed to all those important international treaties. So when I say international treaties, part of, this thing, I don't know how many you have heard, but one treaty which is influencing the humanity. I'm using the word which is influencing the humanity, that is WTO. That WTO, for namesake, one treaty, 3 words, but it has 180 agreements part of that. All service sector. Today we moved from agrarian, to today we are into service sector. So that's why globalization of service sector is very important. All which was referring is part of that particular agreement. So India is a member, earlier GATT we used to call, today WTO. This GATT's agreement, I don't know, I'm speaking, but these are all commitments which we made to the global society. That's why to fulfill these commitments, I think, exchanges, MOUs, these are all imperative. I am using the word imperative, important. So I think, I should again congratulate the organizers. This kind of exchanges will help us, and today, knowledge, if you look at the knowledge, how digitization, we all witnessed industrial revolution 1, 2, 3. Today we are 4th industrial revolution, 4.0 we are there. We called digitization or NET technologies. Most of the things which you are looking part of, that is the NET. You all know that what is the word NET, new and emerging technology. You name any area, technology is there. What I call them as A to Z technologies, means so all artificial intelligence to big data to Bitcoin to drone, all these are all technologies which are influencing and which are part of that. But only sometime what happens is these technologies are moving in a faster manner. That's where revolutionary technologies. So where sometime governance is going to be a big challenge. So regulations are not so because since technology moving in a fast manner, so the regulations or laws are not updating. That is one of the challenge today the society. For example, cyber crimes, all these are all global in nature. So those things I think we have to update this kind of, any curricula we make today, technology is, part of that. Particularly, I said all these emerging technologies are going to play important role. I think, again, I once again congratulate, and we, for example, I am from, Chairman Telangana Higher Education Council. What is my vision and mission of the Telangana Higher Education? Higher education at the doorsteps of the needy with affordable cost without compromising quality. So this is our motto. We work at the doorsteps. You may ask question, how you can take it? Through technology. Today technology is part of that. That's why you need not come to us. We should come to you. That kind of things. I think particularly the Australian Institute and others are helping in that direction. So I again congratulate and I wish them all. I think this is a small message I want to give. Once again, thank you all inviting me and sharing some of my thoughts with you. Thank you very much.
Someone have any questions? Anyone? Nothing. Should I on it, sir?
Hello.
You can use this, sir.
Hello. So, any doubts or any questions, I would be very happy to answer. So, I'm not here to give a speech, just I thought I give a message. Huh? Okay, if anybody, whether on, Telangana state is a vibrant, that we are planning, lot of this kind of initiatives. Though I'm, joined just 1 month back, so I have to go a long way, but we have initiated. If you look at last 1 month, lot of new initiatives we are, starting in tune with the global syllabi, global context. I am, again, a student of international relations, international law. I always say, and today, there is no doubt. So not, you are competing with, a neighbor, no. We have to compete with the globe. So that is where the standards, that's where the, this kind of things. But I am more interested, to answer any queries or anything.
Thank you so much, sir. I feel we're lucky to have you as the chairman. And those are some great insights.
Sir, there is
Yeah.
a small question, sir. What are the steps you are taking
Okay.
like remote areas of Telangana? No, it's enough.
Okay, excellent, sir. Very nice. That's where I started higher education at the doorsteps of the needy with affordable cost without compromising quality. When I say 3 important points, one is how I am going to reach. That question is through technology. I can share my own experience, sir. I'm part of the Nalsar University. How many of you know? Have designed some courses like air law, space law, defense law, maritime law. These are all unheard courses in this part of the world I am using. And these are all having a lot of potential. We should all. So how did I done that? You all are officers, whether Air Force officers, naval officers, army, all these, they can't come. They are working people. So use of technology, we used to call on-site online classes and, mostly focusing on the online education. So, and recently, after taking over the charge of, chairman, so I visited our TSAT, where I saw excellent infrastructure is there. Now we are going to have a MOU with them, and already they started, schooling, school education, competitive. So I'm planning to extend that, expertise or infrastructure to the higher education. So this is my, I can say answer or vision. So we are taking to the villages, grassroots, using the technology. Are you satisfied?
No, so how much time it will take? We are listening this, but there is not very good results.
Okay. I don't know that, but I can tell you, I told you, with my experience in Nalsar, I said, I have done these courses, I have some, expertise, knowledge, so I am planning to extend. How much time, I don't know, but today we have to go in a, faster manner. Time is flying like that, and, every year changes are happening. So definitely, I think we have to, always we say that law has to, go along with the societal changes, needs. So law is not static, law is, evolving thing. We have to look at what kind of challenges society is facing. Maybe taking, that kind of flow, I think we have a vision already. When you ask time, I've already started. For example, today higher education is facing a challenge, okay? Where to start the, reform? If you ask me, we should start with the, syllabi change. Today we are teaching maybe 20 years syllabus, 10 years syllabus. Is it the right thing? So that's where I have already, appointed committees. We are working. Maybe 1 month is a very short, period. But
Yes,
we started process. I am sure, we have to take it, long.
There is a link between primary education to higher education. That's why I asked this question. If you are working on a higher education side, but in remote area, there is no school, no hospitals, nothing.
Sir, other commission, you know that education commission was appointed, Muraligar IAS. I think, that commission, that members, they are working, but my role is more as a, again, I'm a chairman, higher education, I can speak more on that trend. But otherwise, yes, government is, taken a challenge and say that they want to reform education in general. So whether it is a primary, again, intermediate or, but more authentically, I can speak on higher education. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Could you please honor
So lighter way, but anyhow, so if you don't have questions, okay.
Yeah. We can continue with the questions later again.
Okay.
So, Murali Garu, please honor Chairman, sir. Thank you so much for coming today, sir. Sandeep sir is here. I invite you to honor Chairman, sir, please. This is Chairman Balakrishna Reddy, sir, and this is Sandeep.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Once again, can I please request for a big round of applause for all our dignitaries here? Our next speaker is actually an active researcher, so I'd like to introduce Venus Saint Germain. So Venus is an IT educator and a passionate researcher with about 2 decades of global experience in education, course development, mentorship particularly, and research. She currently works towards completing her PhD at the Australian Institute of Interactive Virtual Environments at the University of South Australia, and she's a faculty at AIAT. So IVE in UniSA is among the top-ranked institutions in augmented reality, virtual reality, and immersive technologies. It actually produces the largest number of papers of any other institution in the world. So she currently works at the intersection of augmented design, immersive technologies, and psychology. So without further delay, let me ask Venus to come and take over the stage and give you a presentation on her research. Yeah, please.
Hello. Can you guys hear me? All right. Hello, everyone. So as you can see, I am Venus, and I'm a researcher at UniSA, like Merle just said, and I work at AIAT as a lecturer. So today we are going to talk about the metaverse and how we can build ecosystems to enable the emerging metaverse in India. So today I'm going to talk about, okay, first of all, what is the metaverse? Now, usually in a presentation like this, I like to just go around and ask someone, what do you think about the metaverse? Because every time I do that, I get different responses from different people. And some of them can be a bit hilarious and, how many of you are aware of the term metaverse? I'm pretty sure all of you are. Hands up, please. Metaverse, yes, it's just a commonly heard term. So that's a picture that I took out from a video, from one of the official videos released from the Meta company about their version of what the metaverse is going to look like. So as you can see, there's a man sitting probably in his home office, and just outside his window, there's another world happening just outside, and there's a lady walking past him who doesn't quite look real, so that's like a digital twin. So all these are concepts of the metaverse that is to come. So the metaverse can be loosely defined as a collection of virtual assets. Now, the virtual assets can be people, living, breathing people like us, and other objects that are in some sort of a simulated form, or probably could be in real life form as well. And we interact with each other in this virtual platform called the metaverse. And so to enable that metaverse, these are the immersive technologies that we speak about today. Virtual reality, augmented reality, mixed reality. Now, these are some of the existing immersive tech that we hear about most often. But there are some other immersive techs as well that I'll be talking about later on that will help bring this metaverse up and running. So if I ask the audience today, how many of you have had real active experience with, let's go with the first two, VR and AR? Anyone had any experience with using a VR headset like the Oculus? Anyone used their mobile phones to download an augmented reality app? Yeah. Anyone used mixed reality? No? Okay, so some people tend to get these augmented reality, virtual reality, what exactly it is. Some people might be a bit confused, so I'll just do a little bit of a breakdown on what they are. So VR is virtual reality, as we can see on the left-hand side. That's where we use a VR headset like the Oculus or the HTC Vive, and we get completely locked in to this simulated world, which means we tend to get cut off from the real world, and we can see only the program simulation. Now, that's called living in the virtual world or virtual reality. And if we move on to the next one, which is augmented reality. Now, the definition of augmented reality is where we augment the real world or overlay the real world with some sort of a simulation. Now, that picture over there was taken from the IKEA augmented reality app. IKEA is a world-famous furniture store, and they have their own version of an AR app where you can use your mobile phone to download their app and go through their catalog, and you can just place a piece of furniture item, maybe in your living room, and see how it fits